Well, come along to Winchester Court, which is the police training centre on the Isle of Man, and talking with Sergeant Shimon about the response you've had to people wanting to join the police force. And it's been very good this year.
It's been outstanding. Normally we expect to have about 100 applicants, 145 this year. So it's been really sort of...
Is that because the market's different now? There's not so many jobs out there and other things, and people are looking for a good, safe job?
I don't know. Is it, to me, it's because we're doing such a good job in the community that people want to be part of the community, they want to help other people in the community, and it's still, a job that allows you to get out there and help people.
Well, we've got the shots of what goes on that first moment. It's a meet and greet, isn't it?
Yes.
Checking each other out. Do you really want to join the police? Do we really want you? So to get that amount of people interested is phenomenal then.
Very much so. I mean, I think this year we ran 4 open evenings and we had about 130, 140 people through. So it showed that there was a lot of interest at that stage. But quite often you have people sort of deciding maybe it's not for them. But to have 145 application forms come through has been outstanding. So what happens next? We've been through the application forms. So we've looked at those, made sure that they have a strong connection with the island, that they've got driving licences, that they've got GCSE in English language. So unfortunately, some people at this stage, we've had to tell them that on this occasion that their application isn't going any further. That doesn't mean to say that they're not eligible in future when we recruit again, but make sure that they get a full driving licence, make sure that they've got their English language, and perhaps for some of the people that haven't been on the island long enough or don't have strong enough ties, is look at being here, being part of the community before you actually try and come and join the police.
Because there's been no ethnic members of the police force, as far as I'm aware, yet. But I know you got near in the past, but it's the English that they failed, I'm guessing, isn't it, as well?
What we found is people with English not being their first language have struggled with the communication. They may have all the other skills and attributes, but obviously communication is such a big part of this job. You need to be able to talk to people, you need to be able to empathise with them, you need to understand what's going on. And if you're trying to work in a language that's not your first language, that people have found that difficult. Okay, so what happens to these ones that are going to the next stage? Next stage, fitness test. Okay, so we've got 100 people coming to the next stage, so we're going to put 100 people through fitness tests. When they turn up, we'll make sure they're nice and warm, run them through part of the fitness test, because I think most people have done a bleep test now, but not everybody has. So we'll take them through the first couple of levels. Is that when they go up and down a hall and the thing bleeps and you've got to make it to that point before the bleep? Yep, got a 15-metre track and they've got to go backwards and forwards in time with the bleeps. So they've got to get to level 7.5, but as part of the warm-up we'll make sure that everybody understands what's involved, what they've got to do. They have a bleep test, they have a push-pull machine, which looks basically like a rowing machine. It's designed to test the dynamic strength. So the whole test is job related. It's to make sure that you're fit and strong enough to do the job of a police officer. So the push-pull is designed to show that you're sort of grappling with a 12-stone person. And then the final part of the test is a grip test, where you're asked to squeeze a machine, and we'll see how strong you are. Obviously, show whether you can, when you get hold of somebody, whether you can keep hold of them. So it's very basic stuff. Very basic. If they're successful at the fitness stage, then they'll come up to Winchester Court, where we run 3-hour sessions. So we bring them up in groups of 12. They'll have interviews, they'll do observation tests, they'll do some written work. And so that's our first look at them. That's when we first really get to see who's applied. And then it's Ardwallen, and I'm only going to say this because we found these great pictures of you from a few years ago, which we didn't realise how good they were. You've been ribbed a bit about those, haven't you? The hat in particular, yes. Let's run them again. So that's the physical bit there, and mental agility as well? Mental agility, lots of problem solving, lots of team exercises and more interviews. What we're trying to do is look at policing, look at an operational shift, but obviously we can't take people down. I think we said this in the last interview, we can't take people on to Douglas Promenade at the weekend, so we've got to look at exercises that sort of simulate some of the situations or some of the stresses that people can find themselves in, whilst not putting people at a disadvantage, because We don't expect them to be police officers. We know they're not police officers. We'll train them to be police officers. We want to see who they are as people, what they can bring to us, what their attributes are.
Okay. Well, the extra pressure they got on this year is that the plan is we're going to try and follow this process through. So a film crew are going to be there. And in a funny way, it'll help people in the future who want to maybe look at joining, because they'll be able to see the processes that are involved, and is it for them?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, so watch this space. And when will the actual PCs, the final intake, make it?
28th of January is the start date. I think that's the Monday, 28th of January.